So what is today's micro lesson? It's on big rocks. And why have we got today's lesson? Because let me show you what happens more often than not. People want to achieve this outcome, six-pack with abs sustainably, but how do they fill up their life? They don't recognize what their big rocks are. So what happens is, here's your bucket of life. And let's imagine there are options you can put in. So there are big rocks, there is sand, there are pebbles, and then there's water. And each of these is representative of something that we can put into our bucket of life. Let's imagine that the pebbles are, they're not really important, but they're urgent and they've got to get done. Sand would be the things that they don't really matter. They come and go, but you want to take off to the movies, you want to go for a drink with your friend. They're those sorts of things. The big rocks are things like the things that have to be done. So that's going to be your shopping, your washing, your mental health, your workouts, paying the bills, that sort of thing. And the water, what comes on top. So what do most people do? They don't think critically of what their big rocks are first. They don't project out further enough as to what's going to be important. So what do they do instead? They chuck in a bunch of pebbles that seem good, maybe the odd big rock here, the odd big rock there, which could be work. It could be your partner, right? But then they really don't identify the other big rocks. As a result, they chuck in a stone here, a stone there, lots of sand. And then what happens is, later on, they realize the big rock was their body. Another big rock was their health. Another big rock could have been, a key relationship. So if you don't identify what your big rocks are, it'll very quickly fill up your container of life, so you can't force any big rock in. So you have to miss out on a big opportunity, or it's going to cost you something, your health. So this micro lesson, before we do the next lesson, which is how to do this practically and fit into your life, you must, number one, identify what your big rocks are. And the way you do that is you project forward far enough to see what's going to be important down the track and make it important today. So the key step today is identify your big rocks and make sure they're a part of your routine.